Kia ora, Legionnaires. Rykon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, and to our short survival series, where we are about to embark on yet another challenge. Throughout this second season, we've had characters from every walk of life. Clowns, scientists, doctors, and now we have a humble, or maybe not so humble, career politician. And we'll talk about that politician a little more in a moment. But first, let's begin with the challenge. When the Cataclysm began, many hunkered down, others fled, seeking out the safety of those survival shelters, which the government had completed to a degree. But for many, the decision to leave, the decision to do something, came all too late. But for our politician here, well, he was in the know. Protected by private security, he was able to ride out the initial riots and panic. And once the dust has settled, he attempted to escape the city, taking a vehicle for himself and leaving his entourage behind. It was a mistake that Ralph Rainey surely will come to regret, as yes, that car did not make it far. And now Ralph finds himself injured. And so yes, that car crash challenge. Ralph decided the open road would be a better prospect than the zombie-filled cities. While en route to his destination, he was involved in a crash that totaled his vehicle. Injured and alone, he'll need to think fast if he wants to survive. And it looks like Ralph has done a little bit of thinking, at least, as we find him here in this structure, a building in the town of Burke. Interesting, Burke was just north of a transcoastal logistics center that we experienced in our previous character's tale. And now I think we should get to know Ralph Rainey a little. Surprisingly enough, Ralph is only 18 years old. He hasn't been in the political game for long, but no doubt comes from a long and prestigious family of politicians. At 176 centimeters tall, perception is Ralph's best stat. And having a look down at his skills, he does have a little bit of experience with melee combat, specifically unarmed weapons. You see, Ralph has taken up Tai Chi, a martial art that will be able to utilize that perception, or at least we'll hope, for he has no range skills, no crafting skills, but his true strength is in that silver tongue of his. He has a social of 6, and having a look at his traits, we can see that he has gray eyes, a Van Dyke beard. He has short green hair and a light skin tone. The amount of green-haired characters we've had, I feel like it's like a trend. Quite the look for a politician. But Ralph here, he is fleet-footed, he needs less sleep, he is a skilled liar, he's spiritual, and he's lactose intolerant. And Ralph is dealing with some wounds. He was injured in this crash, and his left arm is still bleeding. Thankfully, not that much. But it's the start of a new day for Ralph Rainey. Ralph, let's see what you have at your disposal. A refillable lighter, a smartphone, some cigars, there we go. You have a briefcase on you where all of these things are contained within, a nice gold watch, some opal and platinum cufflinks, some dress shoes, you got your skinny tie, and of course, a nice suit. A suit that seemingly survived the crash okay. The very first thing we're going to do is try to staunch the bleeding. A tourniquet might help. Yeah, okay. Well, we'll need something. So it looks like a little bit of damage has been done to this building here. Let's have a look and see exactly where we are. We're in a house at the moment, and I think, it looks like we've got some casings up here. So we're not exactly in the heart of Burke, but we're not on the outskirts either. We can't really remain here for too long. At the same time, we can't do any kind of melee combat while we're feeling not great like this. We've got some instant coffee mix on the table next to us. We're just going to shift on over here, putting pressure on this wound still, but it does not seem to be relenting. And we hear a thump from outside. The dead are here, Ralph. We cannot wait here for long. Let's quickly check these bookshelves and just see what we have up here. Computer science and the Baker's Companion. Okay, moving throughout the rest of the house, I think we caught sight of something. Oh boy. Yep, we're seeing dead, I believe, to the south of us here. There are ways away. They won't cause us any trouble immediately, but there is blood in this house. Is it our own blood? Probably. Moving throughout the rest. Okay, some bullet casings. And a broken window. No doubt Ralph had to get in here somehow, right? Let's keep on moving. We're going to try and see if we can find a bathroom. A bathroom more than likely will have something that we can use or not. Our next best bet might be the kitchen. Yeah, that, or we just quickly try and tear down a curtain and see if we can stop the bleeding that way. We really do not want to get attention from the dead right now, but we don't have much choice. We're going to stay moving for now. We're going to see what we can find under the sink. This house is absolutely wrecked, and oh boy, in the backyard we can see a petrified person who's being torn apart by the dead. Doesn't look good. We've got a cotton patch, which we may be able to turn into a makeshift bandage. We're going to grab that for now as the zombie starts to swim across the pool in our general direction. We don't have long here. Let's make this quick. We're looking for any kind of knife at the moment. A plastic knife isn't going to do it. A paring knife is a maybe. Look, steak knives, that's an option as well. Steak knife it is. Let's grab it and let's get going. Yeah. And where are we going to go to? We're going to go upstairs to begin with, rather than the basement. I feel like upstairs might be a little bit safer, but this is not Ralph's home, so he cannot be certain of that. Perhaps we'll be able to find another bathroom up here. There's certainly a fair amount of blood in this home. Ooh, a dry duffel bag and a sleeveless fur duster. I mean, the bag is most certainly going to help. Let's put that on right now. We can see that the briefcase is rubbing up against our hand. We don't like that. We also don't like that our arm is still bleeding out. For us to be able to make any kind of makeshift bandage, okay, a cotton sheet is required. The patch will not do. If we take a blanket, we can cut that up into sheets, but yet again, it would be faster if we can just find some kind of bandaging. So we're going to push on further. And we're going to hope that we're going to be able to find something like that. We've got salt water. We're hearing noises in here at the moment, but we're not seeing anything. Not yet. A spray bottle of liquid bandage. Okay. Well, I suppose we'll try and activate that then. We're going to apply it to the wound, and we're going to apply it to our left arm. We stop the bleeding? Indeed, we have. Okay. We are going to crouch now. Yep. Just stay nice and low. And we're going to take some things out of this briefcase because we're not going to be carrying that anymore. All of that shall go into the backpack. Briefcase, we wish you well. We wish you well. Okay, so what else do we have in here at the moment? Some washing soda, not interested in that, but we will be taking pretty much all of these, except we're not going to take them in the current bottles that they're in. We're probably going to want to try and take them out of that. The antiseptic will need to stay in a bottle, and same thing with the cough syrup because it is a liquid. But everything else we'll take loosely for the moment. We will try and stay down. A cotton patch, not so useful to us. Nothing else. A collapsible mop. We also have under the hood. Now, a mop is a potential weapon for us, but we're going to be trying to stay out of combat as much as possible with our lad here. We won't stay crouched anymore, but we'll just try and move around, see what we can find. We might have to bash to be able to get close to those, but let's just see what we've got. Nothing on these bookshelves. They're dressers, I see. And over here, we have a fair amount of equipment. Okay, we might want to take the belt. I don't think we're going to be getting rid of our suit anytime soon. The transitions reading glasses might be good to help us with our sight outside, but I'm also worried that they'll affect us because, I mean, they're seeing glasses, and right now we don't have any problem with our sight. But we got our belt on, and we've got yet another bathroom, and we've got some more good stuff. So I think we'll probably take the cotton balls as well as these adhesive bandages down here, because we are going to want to have additional blood stopping things. Yeah, for us to actually stand a chance at making it, we're gonna have to make sure that Ralph here heals up properly, and he doesn't need to be somewhere completely safe to be able to do that, but he needs somewhere that's better than where we're at right now. We're gonna take these multivitamins as well, and I think that's probably going to be it for the bathroom. Alcohol wipes, hell yes, grab them. And some regular cough syrup, we'll take that as well, and we'll just take those out. I don't think we're going to need antacids. We'll take the inhaler as a maybe. Okay, now because we've got all of those adhesive bandages, I'm gonna put them on now, and we might even use some of the alcohol wipes just because we've got so many of them. We're gonna start to wipe down all of our wounds just so that they have a proper chance to heal. And let's see, yeah, it's already very poor, so there's gonna be no improvement there. We don't really know much about healthcare, and plus the adhesive bandages, they're not very useful. But They'll stop, bad things from getting into our wounds. Look at that, a feral human out there. What's happened to this city, Ralph? What's happened to this city? Well, I don't think we're going to be able to remain in this home for too long. So, where do we want it to try and go? Looks like we can make out a cabin in the distance there, up to the north, not too far from where we are. We could use the field to kind of move between them. I'm sure Ralph would be interested in stopping by, but I'm pretty sure that they're going to be out of business. So, yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. I think it's still going to be worth us checking the basement of this house to see if there's anything that we can utilize. Some matches, we will definitely be taking them. And you know what? I don't think we fully checked out this room. So we'll see if there's anything else. Just Shift V. No. That's it. Oh boy. And we've already got the dead making their way in here, which means that downstairs is probably not looking super hot right now. Let's just see how we're doing. All right, we're in unmanageable pain, so we're going to take some tramadol and we're going to take an aspirin as well. Maybe not a great combination, but we need a little bit of extra oomph to our painkillers, and we'll probably end up taking more. Let's just peek downstairs. Okay, we're good so far. Yeah, I think we're going to go downstairs before we lose any chance to. Shuffling from here. We're going back up. We're going back up immediately. And we need to try and pick a route out of here. I think we're probably going to try and go to the west first of all. Okay, now is our time to run. And we're going to try and do it in short bursts wherever we can. Looking at that back fence, there are some bits that have been knocked down already. We're going to be going across towards this public art piece. We could maybe try and lose them in the bookstore here. The hardware store would be great if we wanted to try and get some tools. We're not super interested in those though. Yeah. All right. Let's start to make our way over, and we're going to try and see if we can cut around the pool, because it's going to slow down the dead a lot. And then around that corner. So, what have we got in front of us? We have a feral mechanic that's making its way on over towards Ralph. I don't think there's any convincing this man not to attack us. This wild human-like creature was probably a mechanic before the Cataclysm. You can see it by his worker uniform, or by his blood-covered hammer in hand, or by his all-hating view. Okay, well, what are we going to do about that, Ralph? What is our best option right now? We have a construction site over here to the northeast. We might be able to go for that. There's a military vehicle over here, lots of spent ammunition, but it is torn to pieces, as is this vehicle. We can try and use it as a little bit of a barricade to try and see if we can kind of get him stuck on that. For now, we're going to start to make our way up towards it. Oh, that rock hurt, pelting our torso for 4 damage. It's not a lot of damage, but it will start to add up. So we're going to start to try and sprint and just try and get you stuck on this vehicle as much as we can. The dead are starting to pile in. Okay, so being out during the day like this is kind of a death sentence in a city. We're looking at this bookstore here as maybe a way for us to be able to lose some of the dead. As long as we can get out of these windows, we're probably going to have to try and smash them. Smashing them with our hands, not the greatest plan, but I think it's what we're going to shoot for right now. And I think we're probably going to try and slow down. We're not going to do this running, not until we need to. And because we've got a runner that's now making its way over towards us, we are going to have to run. As quickly as we can, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Okay, we've already got one that smashed through the window. Closing that for a second might give us not a lot of time. Not a lot of time. So we could go upstairs, try and lose some of them that way, but there's no guarantee that we'll be able to get out of here, and many of them will just be able to follow us up the stairs. We have to hope that the darkness at the back here will help us remain unseen, at least for a little bit. We're not getting away from this feral. Well, actually no, it isn't a feral, it's just a zombie runner. We're not going to get away from it in the current state that we're in. Our stamina is low, our strength is not good, our perception is still alright though. We could try to utilize our Tai Chi to take this runner down, but that's more stamina that we're going to be sacrificing. Running back a little bit further, we're actually going to stop, we're going to hold. Okay, we've been grabbed. All right, diverting the runner's attack. We critically hit them for 7. We strike yet again. Okay, another critical, but we are getting damaged here, and our right arm is just falling to pieces. I'd say it's not looking too hot for our victim here. Ralph. So long. Well, here we are with our next survivor, in what I would like to believe is the original vehicle that our dear Ralph ran from, leaving behind a good friend, a confidant, a man by the name of Franklin Ayers. Now Franklin was a used car salesman before the end of the world. Yet Franklin has some skeletons in his closet, shall we say. And so before we fully survey the horrific scene around Franklin, let's get to know him a little. But let's not get too attached. With a strength of 9 and a 8 in everything else, Franklin's looking pretty good off the bat. At 20 years old, Franklin had been a car salesman for a number of years, but wouldn't be considered a vet among the car selling community. Taking a look at his melee skills here, he's proficient with. Taking a look at his melee skills here, it's not bad. With a 2 in melee, a 3 in bashing, cutting, and piercing, and he even knows a martial arts style with a weapon, which we'll get to down the line. He doesn't seem to be a fan of anything ranged, nor does he hold any real care for crafting. Yet, under his interaction skills, we can see that he too does have something of a silver tongue. Nowhere near as good as Ralph's, however. That ain't bad. Now, as we have a look at Franklin's traits here, we can see that he has some beautiful brown eyes. He has a zapper beard. He has crew-cut blonde hair and a light tone. First of all, under his traits here, we can see that Franklin Ayers is a cannibal. He's infection resistant and he's a masochist, so he's a little happy right now considering the amount of pain that he is in. His legs are injured, somewhat pinned in this vehicle, and Franklin is surrounded. Absolutely surrounded. Yeah, the door is still open from where, no doubt, a while back Ralph got out because, well, we're not exactly in the same place. No, we're in Auburn. And I'd like to think that Franklin here has made it this far, as I believe Ralph was up here somewhere to the north. Now, Mount Auburn and Auburn Heights are 2 locations of particular importance within the world of Cataclysm here on this channel. And no doubt, the city, the town of Auburn here is just as important. But Franklin, what are we gonna do with you, buddy? Well, let's see what we have available at this stage because, well, there are many different ways to take a challenge like this, and while trying to quickly get out the city, we can see that didn't work out very well for Ralph. So for Franklin here, we're gonna try and hold out somewhere. We can see that he's wearing a knit scarf. Okay, he's got some gold cufflinks, not bad, nice gold watch. He's got a currency strap of $50. He does have a smartphone in his pocket, but yeah, his leg's in pain, and he's okay with that. He is currently okay with that. Yeah, that's masochism for you. We have a few interesting characters around us. We are going to try and see if we can have a look at them. These are humans that haven't turned yet. We have many of these panicked persons, hysterical individuals that have a faint yet faint glint of intelligence in their bloodshot eyes. They sometimes scream in fear and behave clearly irrational. This will quite likely cause their demise at the hands of the undead horde rather quickly. Petrified people, they're kind of just frozen up here. We got gawky guardians, obsessed with finding their offspring. They scour the environment for certain death. And then we got a futile fighter down here as well. Obviously, this aggravated yet rallied human has lost their wits and tries to fight against the undead with just a stick in their hands. Futile indeed. Yeah, we're going to be doing no such fighting. And you know what? There is a small chance that the vehicle that we're in here still works. We have some items here. The security system is damaged. Okay, we are by the controls, I think? No, the controls are over here. Let's just have a look at the vehicle. Yeah, no, I don't see a gas tank or anything else, really, for that matter. Oh yeah, no, it's completely gone. So obviously this vehicle was damaged and it's been draining fuel for a long time and it's run out. It's run out in the worst place possible. So that's not good, but it's not terrible. Yes, our legs are injured, but there are so many other living people here still that should take the attention of the dead away from us, allowing us to get up to whatever this structure is here. Okay, a private park with a locked wire gate. Are we going to be able to climb that? Who bloody knows? There is also, the downspout over here. There's a motorcycle over here as well, which I doubt we could get to. There is some gasoline in there, maybe. There is a draining engine, a faulty engine, another vehicle over here. There's no telling whether or not any of these have power or anything in the tank whatsoever. So running towards a vehicle right now would be maybe a mistake, but with how many of these NPCs are still around here, I think that might give us an opportunity to get away. I mean, this house here, that is a lost cause for us. But the park, that may give us an opportunity to get to somewhere else. Let's just have a quick look at our map. We need to deal with the bleeding that we're experiencing at the moment as well. So we have the house, the sporting goods store there. Okay, the sporting goods store would have some material for us, but I think maybe we try and just make it through the park. Well, I think either way, we're gonna have to start running. So let's get going. That brainless zombie started coming over towards us right away, but I think we're clear just because of how many poor unfortunate souls are down there. Let's keep on going, Having a look at the park, all seems well, and oh boy, we have someone rushing to meet us from the north up here, a cunning feral. Now, the problem with ferals is that they can open doors. This is a feral human whose eyes look more focused, their movements steadier than others. They're carrying this spear, they've got some basic armor on, and they are coming right for us. That is not good. Not at all. Yeah. We can see I think, half-decayed, half of a zombie. Yeah, a crawling zombie over here. None of these windows are open other than this one here, and that feral is going to beat us to it. I did talk about a martial art. Let's have a look at it. I don't know if there's any opportunity for us to be able to use it. So it is a style that originated in the 16th century, and it focuses on overcoming thick armor with heavy weaponry and sweeping blows, a la maces and heavy things. Okay, Franklin, we got to keep moving. As tasty as that individual looks up there, I think, yeah, you got to know when to run. And with the amount of noise that we're hearing, I think that running in this instance was the right choice. We still might be able to make it into this home though, but we do have that crawling zombie to deal with. And no doubt, yeah, many other members of the dead. Yikes. That front door, we might be able to get through it. It looks like it might be open. Is it unlocked? There's no real way for us to know until we get over towards it. We're gonna have to run a little bit here. Okay, that's locked. There is an open window, but there's also a lot of broken glass around there as well. If I could get upstairs, I'd be happy. Hello, there's someone here, a panicked person. We're gonna dive in through this window. We're gonna close it. The cunning feral is here. The panicked person might be able to hold their attention at least for a little bit. Do we think that this is a 2-story house, or is this just a single story? It's a single story. That's not good. That's not great. We're in a bad place right now. What do we got here? Steel toe boots and a sundress. Okay, you know what? I think we're just going to close ourselves in here for the moment. We're going to close ourselves in here, and we're going to try and see if we can maybe stop this bleeding. Okay, we're putting pressure on the wound, trying to stop it. You're badly bleeding. We don't have any weapon whatsoever right now. I'm just going to keep on closing this door. I'm going to keep on closing the door on him. The boots aren't going to be much of a weapon at all. I don't think we can get anything in here. The only thing I can hope for is that, oh boy, from the northwest we hear howling in terror. That's the panicked person, which is going to draw all the dead towards him. You killed him already. I think we just need to try and run past this cunning feral. The bleeding has stopped for the moment, which is good. I was hoping that the cunning feral was going to move on. It has not. Okay, there we go. We hear hunger as it slashes out towards us. And now our left arm is bleeding. You know what? I think today is not a good day for politicians and used car salesmen. No, I am so sorry. Maybe another may have better luck, because right now, grabbed as he is, he's not gonna make it. Franklin, that ain't pretty. And now we join our third, hopefully final survivor, a man that escaped the same crash that separated all the survivors you've seen this day. We are now joined by Nathaniel Mansfield, a male cyber junkie and a dungeon master, no less. The D&D kind, all right? Now, Nathaniel is 27 years old, strength being his highest stat, and he has 0 melee skills, 0 range skills, but he does know a thing or two about crafting, with 1 skill in survival, 2 in fabrication, and 1 in electronics and tailoring. He is dabbled, as a dungeon master does. And then finally, under interaction, we can see that he has some skill in computers, healthcare, and a little bit in social. As for his traits, Nathaniel has green eyes, no hair, and a bronze skin tone. He is deft, stylish, tough, And of course, he is a dungeon master. An unusual trait, yes. The description reads, "Weeks spent picking through manuals and researching topics you aren't well versed in has taught you to find what you need to know more quickly. You read slightly faster and suffer no reading time penalty for books too complex for you to easily understand." Nice. And we can see that Nathaniel has some proficiencies in pottery and pottery glazing. But all of this isn't what truly makes Nathaniel an interesting character for us because, yeah, as I said at the start, he is a cyber junkie, which means he has bionics. And as you can see, we got a few of them, but this is no bionic soldier. No, this is someone that has hacked themselves. He has 250 kilojoules of power. And first of all, we can see that he is a bionic short circuit, a poorly wired bionic which fails to serve its intended purpose. This malfunctioning device periodically shortcuts, causing systemic muscle tremors. Next up, we have an endocrine innervator. Through a combination of psychochemical manipulation and old-fashioned electrical nerve stimulation, this malfunctioning bionic alters your brain chemistry in such a way as to cause fatigue. You'll find yourself tiring a bit faster than before. But look at this. We have a positive bionic here. The index finger of your left hand has a fire starter that can extend from the tip. How nice. And internal climate control. Throughout your body lies a network of thermal piping, which eases the effects of high and low ambient temperatures when activated. He also has a itchy metal thing, a bionic of some sort so badly installed that you can't even tell what the original purpose was supposed to be. Sometimes it itches horribly. He also has a leaky bionic. This botched piece of bionic hardware slowly leaks electrolytic compounds, piezoelectric nanomaterials, and other high-tech contaminants into your bloodstream. Needless to say, this is not good for your health. No, he also has a motor control overstimulator. One piezoelectric solenoid surgically installed backwards, 2 crossed wires, and 4 burnt-out capacitors later, you start falling on your face and writhing around at the least convenient times. This incorrectly configured bionic periodically stuns you for a short duration. He also has an oil generator, which allows him to secrete kerosene or motor oil. Great. He also has his Mark II power storage sensory dulling, which allows his nervous system to inhibit the signals of pain, allowing him to dull his senses at will. However, the use of the system may cause delayed reaction time and drowsiness. And finally, he has a visual disruptor, a malfunctioning bionic which occasionally causes visual distortions and pixelations. Needless to say, Nathaniel has his he's not having a great time. All of these bionics were probably a problem beforehand, even more so now. So something needs to be done about that. Thankfully though, right this second, he is not bleeding out. However, he is in a home in Auburn, not far from where we were just before, and there's a horde just up the road from him, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. And this is us here. We are kind of on the outskirts more, and it looks like we've got a nice fire lookout tower there. We've got a zombie that is coming straight for us though, and we can see other zombies outside. We're currently in distressing pain, which ain't great. And having a look at us here, we got an anesthesia kit on us because we have been doing these modifications. And then of course this internal oil tank. Interesting. Don't know what we're going to do with so many of those things, but right now we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here right now. We've got a zombie that's coming for us as I speak. Over towards us, towards the west, we have a small wooden trail. I think we've just got to go for it. We got to get out of town now while we can. I'd love to be able to grab some supplies, but unfortunately, I don't think we have the luxury to do so. Oh, come on. Heading down here to the south. Oh boy. It doesn't matter where we go, we're having a bad time. Okay, but that's better. Let's take a second. Let's stop. Let's smell the roses. Nathaniel? And decide where the heck we're going to go from here. Because we can't get that window open right now. How is it looking around the corner here? Okay, not great. We do have a few panicked people around here, so that's kind of looking up for us. All things considered, it's not great. We've got some noise in here. Unfortunately, we can't close any curtains there. We can close that one. Let's take a moment and see what we can find here. A pasta extruder, unfortunately, is not going to save our life. We are going to take the lemon and the pear. The potato is just going to stay there for now. We need to try and see if we can find something, that we can use as a weapon. The waffle iron is kind of a weapon, but it's not going to be good enough. The pot would be great for us to be able to take, just to be able to cook things in. We actually do have a backpack. Yeah, so that's good. We can see that we've already used some of the anesthesia that's in here, and we're definitely hearing some shuffling from the other side of this door. That means that we got trouble, and it's close. So yeah, we cannot stay in this home. No siree. We've got a fence up here, which I do like the look of that. I'm thinking we might just have to try and go for that, and then, try and escape here at night, because the town is just mayhem right now. Absolute mayhem. It's not too bad right in this section right now, but it's bad over towards the west. We can climb this. Good. Let's get over it. And oh wow, this house is reminiscent of Luna's. Very similar. With the brazier in the back, we also have a decayed zombie. How wonderful. Yeah, we don't want to hang around to try and fight that thing, so let's just keep on moving. If we can lose track of it, then that's great. A leather corset, it does offer some protection, and it fits. I'd like to be able to take it and maybe get to it later. Yeah, let's close that door. We can see that there's a knife on the table. We're going to take that. It's a steak knife. It's better than us having nothing at all in our hands, so let's wield that. Oh boy, we're hearing something on the other side of there. It's a zombie dog. Of course it is. Well, we've got a basement. I'm thinking we might just have to try and use that basement. The front door is just fully open. That's not super great. Also, there is a small possibility that there could be activity in this basement. There's only one way to find out though, isn't there? And that's to go in. Okay, we're gonna stop running and we're gonna see what's down here. A Guy Fawkes mask. Let's chuck it on. Let's also get that leather corset on as well. My gosh, Nathaniel, quite the look. We have no sight with this mask on. Let's take it off. Okay, yeah, but that can give us some face protection, so we will consider holding onto that. Let's just kind of feel along the wall here. We can see that there's a little bit of light over in that direction, and we heard footsteps. Gotta be our own, surely. Let's just keep on moving, feeling along the wall, and hope that that dog did not follow us down here. Coming back over towards the stairs, what have we got? A garter belt, we've got some candies and some water. So at the very least, you can be down here for a little bit. There's a water heater as well, and it has clean water in it. Good, good. Okay, over this side, Grim Reaper's robes. Come on. For a dungeon master? This is meant to be. This is fated. Fantastic. Yes, we're going to wear this thing. Also, Liberty's pants. Oh, it's like freedom pants. Yeah. These pair of sky blue pants are resplendent with a pair of stitched American flags, their flagpoles running down each leg, and a standard flanking the trousers rear and front. Freedom is boldly stitched across the fly and enclosed by a gold ring of stars, while the back bears the legend Libabooty. Okay. Again, I feel like we also need to wear them, and also the knee pads. So let's start putting on some of these things. The robes, first of all, the knee pads, and then Liberty's pants. Fantastic. We cannot see anything down here. Right, so let's look at taking off the shorts. So we're going to unload them just so we can take our items out of that. And, okay, we actually had a pocket knife as well. Didn't realize that. Probably should have checked that. Okay, so let us get rid of the shorts now. We're going to drop them on the ground. And is the hood causing us problems? So the tank top and the leather corset are conflicting. Let's just drop the tank top for now. The leather corset's going to offer us a little bit more protection. And let's just check to see. Okay, so the robe is covering our eyes at the moment, which is causing it to be a little bit difficult for us to see. Can we activate? Yes, remove face cover. There we go. Okay, so we have like a hood that we pull up, and it's a bit much. This outfit's fantastic. It's incredible. And there is a door down here. Well, let's get it open. What have we got in there? Light gloves, they don't fit us. Well, not yet they don't, but we can make them fit us. Okay, let's just clear out the rest of the space here and make sure that there is nothing else of potential use in this basement. It doesn't look like there is. So we need to get our stamina back first of all, and then we need to decide if this is the place that we want to try and stay and try and wait things out until night. It might be the smartest move for us to make, really. There isn't too much that we can do in the darkness. We can start fire. with our little finger lighter thing. But yeah, there ain't too much that we can do down here in terms of construction. We might be able to take apart some of these things, but of course we need light to be able to do that. We've got a cell phone. Does the cell phone have a light? It does. It does. Okay, so we can get a little bit of light by doing that. I think what we want to try and do is all together. So we're going to push the boxes. We want to put them in the rear of this place as much as we can, because I want any noise to be far away from, far away from the outside. So let's just get dragging. And why am I dragging the cardboard boxes up there? Well, we might be able to make something with the cardboard. And the rest of the clothing that we've got, we'll see if we're able to slice it up, dice it up, and, get raw materials from that. Actually, in saying that, now that I've done all of that, doing things in this room would probably be easier. We've got a counter. We've got a counter and we can close the door. So I'm going to drag these extra clothing items down here. And what do we have here? Oh, it's a furnace. Yeah, we can burn in there and it's fine. Okay, so we can get longer lasting light. I like that. I do want to try and see if we can get anything by taking these boxes apart. So before we use light, let's just see if we can take them apart or just, smash them. Okay, that gives us cardboard. Do we get more cardboard by, disassembling them? We don't seem to have an option to do that. Can I just I can't grab them as is. Can I disassemble or deconstruct simple furniture? Too dark to deconstruct. We might be able to get more cardboard by doing it this way, so we're just going to see if that is an option for us. Okay, we can take that apart like so. We've got a large cardboard box, and then we can get 180 cardboard from that. Okay, so I think that's the way that we're going to do this, is that we're going to go into the construction menu and just take these down real fast. And then we're going to have a look at processing them in the other room. We'll just leave the light on for now because I don't think we're going to lose too much time moving over here into this room. Let's close that up and we'll have a look at taking them apart and just getting a load of cardboard. I don't know if we're going to be able to do too much with that, but with a bit of tape, we might be able to make some arm protection. So you never know. And plus, we need to spend some time down here. So yeah, let's start taking them apart. 6 minutes at a time to do so. There we are. Okay, now we can take apart some of the other things that are here as well. We can get some thread from taking apart these poor fitting ankle socks. Yeah, and we need to have fabric cutting tools to be able to do anything else. Let's just get some thread. Oh boy. Okay, so, during that you might have heard some noises and we can see some things on the side there. Your malfunctioning bionic itches, skin itches, and our vision went pixelated during that. So of course we need to remember that we have all of those things going on inside of us now. Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. Just superb. Okay, well, what are we going to make? What are we going to try and make? Ideally, weapon-wise, we want to try and have some kind of bashing tool. Like a basic wooden club would be fantastic. A wooden club just needs a plank and that's it. We just need a plank. So we should actually be able to make that down here if we can maybe take apart one of the counters. I feel like that would be worthwhile. I don't think we can disassemble them here. No, we can deconstruct the washing machine. We wouldn't be able to disassemble it. So when you deconstruct it or take it apart like that, you're effectively just disconnecting it from the grid and then you can do things to it from there. We're hungry at the moment. We are considered to be slightly overweight though, so we might want to hold off from eating. That will go away very, very, very quickly though. So yeah, we'll hold on. We'll hold on for now. But I do want to see if we can get somewhere. So yeah, we might just have to try and bash this counter. It's going to be noisy. It's going to be a little loud. We're going to do it with the pot. There we go. Okay. We smashed it a few times and we did manage to get some planks out of that. Excellent. Turn that cell phone back on and let's see if we can make a wooden club. We can. We can actually make a large wooden club as well. But what is going to be better for us? Something that's going to be able to hit faster? Hard to know. I mean, looking at the different attacks, we get a sweeping attack with that. Brutal strike is pretty good as well. Let's just double check that the large wooden club is usable with our martial art. Oh no. I've been talking about this martial art the entire time. Nathaniel doesn't have any martial arts. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. We've had quite a few characters today. Can you blame me for getting mixed up? Well, regardless, I do think a club would be a good idea so that he has some kind of basic protection. And something that hits fast and has a medium blocking ability, that sounds pretty good to me. So let's spend some time, only 5 minutes, and we'll get ourselves a club. There you go, Nathaniel. Look at you. We'll leave the light on for a little longer because I want to try and see if there is anything that we can make with that cardboard. Just searching cardboard, we're not getting many options there, but what we can do is try and search for it as a component. Yeah, so C, and then we'll search cardboard. Okay, so we can make basic tinder. A box archery target, some fletching? Well, yeah, it doesn't look like there is all that much that we can do with it at this stage. I'd like to just cut up the shorts and the tank top that we've got, and we can. I don't think we're going to get as much in the way of resources from them, but hey, look at that. That's not a bad amount of cotton bits and bobs. 49 of them, to be precise. Now, if we could try and whittle ourselves a wooden needle, which we might be able to do with the splintered wood that we've got here, we might be able to get sewing. Yeah, there you go. 20 minutes of time, let's get whittling. Oh, okay, well, we've got more problems with our bionics, and we heard an explosion of some kind outside, so that's great. We got a nail and some planks. If we could do some basic hammering, we would be able to make some nailboard traps. That could help us getting away from here. It's not even 10 a.m. at the moment. Let's get the wooden needle. I was going to say reloaded, but we might not need to yet. Let's just see what we can craft. And hey, look at that. We can make a shoulder strap. So heading across to armor, we might be able to make some other bits of clothing. We can make a pot helmet. Honestly, better than nothing, right? It's made from a soup pot. It's not very good protection, but it is better than nothing. Do we really want to do that? I mean, it's not a bad use of our pot. It keeps it with us. Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not make a pot helmet? See, the bash protection, cut protection, pierce protection, it's pretty decent. It is kind of encumbering. And it is going to be uncomfortable because, yeah, it's a pot that we're wearing on our head. Yeah, we're a master of crafting already. Look at us go. Look at us go. Something seriously, though, that we should have a look at trying to make is a bandage, though. And I think we are, okay, well, a makeshift bandage. Yeah, cotton sheet. So we've got patches so far. We could potentially stitch together a sheet. Patchwork cotton sheet. We've got cotton patches, we've got thread. It would take us an hour to do it. We'd be using some more of our battery, but there we go. We got ourselves a cotton sheet, and we can make makeshift bandages. Okay, it's just gonna give us the one. There we are. Now that we have that, we can practice bandaging, I believe. Let's head across to practice and see. Yes, we can. Okay, so spending our day working on these things, working on dodging, working on our melee skill, working on our unarmed skill, all of those things, getting them above where, the absolute worst, that is going to help us out. I think we probably want to try and start with bandaging, because the sooner that we get a bandage on, the sooner that we're going to start recovering. Bandaging first. And you know what? We probably don't need to be able to see to do that. Stop crafting. No, we'll ignore the shuffling, which I hope is upstairs. Let's just say no, and let's see. From here, you see we're hearing shuffling right outside. Let's turn that flashlight off. It's been very, very efficient so far, which I'm a fan of. Let's grab the wooden club, put the needle away. Are we still hearing it? Not hearing it now. I think we got to open the door. Is there someone else down here with us? Let's turn on safe mode and just walk around. Well, we did some laps and we discovered a zombie. There is an undead person down here with us, swaying as it moves. We strike at it. We hit it for 10 damage. Not bad. Let's move back. Okay. 7 damage. We've been grabbed. We strike it down, taking minimal damage in the process. And oh boy, you better believe our dungeon master here knows a thing or two about zombies. He makes sure that this one is going to stay down. A leather wallet? We might be able to get some leather scraps from it. And we could also take the food card as well. I say food card. That's the food card. We'll take the cash card. We'll probably just take the whole wallet. Sure. There's a smartphone with a little bit of charge in it, so we'll take that as well. And let's just turn safe mode on again and see if there was anyone else down here. I don't think so. Let's close that door again. It wandered down here, so they can do that. We're going to wait here until nightfall. We've got things to practice. Melee, dodging, bandaging, all of it. But thankfully, Nathaniel didn't fare as badly as our two socially minded characters. But hey, Nathaniel's also socially minded. He's a dungeon master. He was just heavily into augmenting his body. And yeah, we've had an interesting mix today. A dungeon master, a cannibal, and a career politician. And somehow, the dungeon master has lived the longest. No doubt Nathaniel has been preparing for this day for a long time. With wooden club in hand, pot on head, and Grim Reaper robes, oh, and let's not forget that leather corset, he's prepared to try and survive. And honestly, I think we kind of have an added challenge with Nathaniel. He has bionics in him that could very well kill him before too long. And so trying to seek a way to remove those bionics or to alleviate the symptoms that he's experiencing from them, I think that might be on our list of things to get done as well. And so a hospital no doubt will be in his future somewhere down the line. For now though, Legionnaires, I ask you, if you enjoyed today's wacky, wild edition of Cataclysm, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rykon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.